As I said before, I think we're in really interesting times both for photographers and videographers. It's a time when innovation is really accelerating and challenging on a number of dimensions, whether it's weight, size, speed, performance. We're going to look at a piece of gear today that's challenging on a number of those dimensions, mainly weight, size and economics. It's the Rode Wireless Go mic system, so let's take a look at it. So as I've said, innovation comes in many forms, and the Rode Wireless Go is pushing a number of these dimensions. They're small, they're light, and compared to other wireless systems, they're relatively cheap. I've used many different Rode products for sound recording over time. I've got the Filmmaker kit, which weighs in at about 380 grams and is small, but you have to think about setting it up. I've used the Rode Video Micro Pro, not the current version, the previous version that needed a 9-volt battery and you had to remember to turn it off and on. So I now use that as a wired boom mic when I'm in the studio, and that weighs in at around about 85 grams. And in the field I've been using the Rode Video Micro, which weighs in at about 42 grams, and you don't have to worry about a battery, you don't have to worry about turning it off and on because it's using the camera's power to record, so it's very simple and quite a good quality. So let's take a look at the Rode Wireless Go, which weighs in at about 60 grams for both the transmitter and receiver included, and of course it's got a built-in battery, so that's included in the weight. The battery takes about 2 hours to charge up each of them. You get 2 cables in the pack, so you can charge them in parallel, and they last for about 7 hours according to the specs. So far I've been recording this morning for about 3 hours. I haven't turned them off and on in between recordings, and they're still going strong. So the Rode Wireless Go is really small. I've got it attached to me here. It's just dangling on my t-shirt, so hopefully you can hear it okay. You can plug a lav mic into it and then have it in your pocket or on your belt, which makes it really useful. There is a dead cat which goes on it, but it does tend to fall off quite easily. There's perhaps a little bit of innovation further required there, Rode. But so far the sound quality seems to be really good. There's an LCD display on the receiver, so you can see the levels, you can get it set up. On the transmitter there's just 2 blue lights, so you can see how the battery is doing and whether it's paired. So it's a really simple setup, and a large button on each of the transmitter and receiver to turn it off and on. The kit comes with the transmitter, the receiver, the batteries are built in. It comes with 2 USB-A, USB-C charging cables, 1 for each, and a cable to go between the receiver and your camera. 2 small dead cats and a little carrying pouch. For me, the specs are interesting, but innovation is about something different that has impact, and therefore how you use the gear in a real-world situation is really important, and why I'm doing some of these kind of real-world assessments rather than technical reviews. So for me, the Rode Wireless Go has to address 3 areas. Firstly, functionality. Does it give me something new? Secondly, transportability. Will I take it with me more? And finally, ease of use. Will I use it more? So let's have a look at the Rode Wireless Go across those 3 dimensions. Firstly, functionality. Does it give me something new? Well, yes and no. I've already got the Filmmaker kit, so I already have wireless capability. But where the Wireless Go wins out is it's been designed for wireless congested areas, so it's very easy to set up. It automatically picks a frequency, whereas the Filmmaker kit you had to choose a frequency, and you can use up to 8 pairs of Wireless Goes in any one sort of area, so you can use multiple ones without them getting congested. Obviously, versus the Video Micro, yes, it does give me something. It gives me wireless capability, so when I'm out and about, I don't have to worry about perhaps turning away and losing audio quality from the fixed Video Micro. So I can move further away from the camera, so I'm more mobile. I can move around without worrying about that audio quality, because obviously the distance between the mic, which is built into the Wireless Go, and my mouth is still the same distance. Secondly, let's look at transportability. Will I take it with me more? Well, I'm in Madrid this weekend. I wanted to travel light. I thought about bringing my Video Micro, but on the basis the Wireless Go arrived the day before and I could charge them up, I brought them with me. They fit, both of them fit into this pack, so really small. I've also bought my lav mic from my Filmmaker kit, partly because I wanted, you can plug that into the mic rather than using the built-in mic if you want. So I bought that with me for two reasons. Firstly, I thought I could try it out. Secondly, I've got a wired option I can plug into the camera if I needed to, and it gives me backup. So if the wireless go didn't work or it ran out of battery, I could get the lav mic out, plug it in, and carry on recording. So I've got that backup capability, and the two of them fit into these two pouches. So really, you know, you can just throw them into your bag. They're no bigger than a set of headphones. So the Wireless Go is a real winner here versus both the Filmmaker kit and also the Video Micro. It's also more discreet. A little receiver that sits on top of the camera on the hot shoe. When you're out in an urban environment, people can't see it. They don't see the big dead cat. And therefore it's a little bit more discreet, which is great. It also fits into the camera bag much easier because you don't have that big microphone sat on top of the camera. So finally, ease of use. Will I use it more? Well, compared to the Filmmaker kit, which I find quite cumbersome to set up, you have to really think about consciously setting it up, getting it all paired and working. It's also quite big when you're out and about and relatively heavy. Yes, the Wireless Go wins hands down. But versus the Video Micro, it's a little bit closer. There are some pros and some cons. The Video Micro is so simple. You just put it in the hot shoe, plug it into your camera, turn the camera on, and it works. You turn it off, and obviously the mic turns off. You don't have to charge up any batteries. There's nothing to remember. You just plug it in and go. The Wireless Go, you have to remember to charge it, you have to remember to turn it on. There is a little bit of setup initially to make sure you've got the levels right, but you've got three options on the Wireless Go receiver, and you can adjust it in camera. And once you've got it set up, it's pretty reliable. Where it wins over the Video Micro for me is that discretion or discreetness in an urban environment. Quite often I'm filming in a city and I want to be a little bit discreet. I don't want people to be sort of feeling uncomfortable because they can see someone's got a DSLR with a microphone on the top. People are still slightly uncomfortable for that. So with this, I can be talking in an urban environment without people really looking at me or taking too much notice. Here I'm sat in a park, there's quite a few people around, but no one's really looking. Then there's that additional consideration, which is economics or cost. In the UK, the Rode Wireless Go has only just come out and it's at about £180, so 199 US dollars. So it's more expensive than the Video Micro, but it's significantly cheaper than the Filmmaker kit. So would I go out and buy it now? Yes, because I think it just about tips over that the trade-offs between ease of use, transportability and functionality. If I didn't have the Filmmaker kit, yes, I'd go out and buy it. I'd buy it over the Filmmaker kit any day. It gives me personally, for my use case, so much more. Would I buy it if I've already got the Video Micro? Well, that's a more difficult one. It comes down to, have you got the money to buy it? Does the functionality really give you something extra over that Video Micro that offsets the cost of buying into it? So really it's a decision that only you can make, as so often gear decisions are. And if you're thinking of buying it, there's a link below. So in conclusion, I bought the Wireless Go because I could see a place for it in my kit, and it's been really useful here in Madrid when I'm in an urban environment and I wanted to travel light. For me, that ability to have a wireless capability that is transportable, but still having the lav mic with it as a backup is really important, because when you're traveling, if something goes wrong, you don't want to waste the whole trip because you didn't have a backup. Let me know how you're recording your audio in the comments below. Are you using the built-in mics in your camera? Have you got a separate mic, or are you using wireless like me? Don't forget, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell below to be notified of more videos. I've been recording a few videos here in Madrid, so they'll be coming up. And it's been great to have you here today, and look forward to seeing you on future videos.